in terms of costs and where India stands as far as the moon missions are concerned right now? Because one also cannot help but ignore a lot of conspiracy theories that came about 50 years ago with the first men to ever set foot on the surface of the moon. And India, in the next few years, plans to do exactly that.
Well, if you look at India's Mars mission, it has been a benchmark of frugal engineering, where they use the concept of slingshot. If you look at the way a slingshot is thrown to actually send a mission to Mars at a fraction of cost that NASA or other space agencies of the West takes. So in that way, if you look at it, ISRO has mastered the art of frugal engineering, and so it is not necessary that if there is a particular cost that has been incurred by the Chinese and others, India would be incurring the same kind of cost. I'll just add one point to it. The West's criticism of this is because India is gradually taking up the space that was a monopoly of the West in terms of commercial launching of satellites, whether it's in the polar orbit of the geostationary orbit. The other thing is that it is the same West which keeps on appreciating India as one of the fastest growing economies of the world when it comes to selling weapons. And at the same time, when it comes to space, they keep on criticizing that we are a poor country. I'll give an example of ISRO's contribution to improving people's well-being in the country. In 2016, ISRO launched a satellite called SCATSat. The objective of that satellite was to do cyclone prediction. In a few months back, when Cyclone Feni hit Odisha, because India knew about it probably a month back that it is going to come. So the evacuation that happened before the cyclone resulted in the casualties being less than 100. 20 years back, when Odisha was hit by a similar cyclone, the casualties were more than 10,000. So this is what a country like India has achieved, and we are certainly not a poor country today. BBC can keep on clamoring on this, but we are a country with a $3 trillion economy. We are a country with a $11 trillion GDP in terms of purchasing power parity,
and that's clear.
And we are a country which since ancient times had interest in astronomy. So it is, it's not just about that, look at some of the Western countries, they make money by selling weapons to some of the countries in the Middle East, and they keep on fighting, killing people. We certainly are not doing that. We are doing something which will eventually help in saving lives. So there is nothing wrong in having the quest for knowledge, and these are all being done at a fraction of the cost that the West takes. So I think that in the next 10 years, ISRO would be very successful in doing the next mission also, in terms of having a station in the moon, and that will also be a benchmark in terms of doing it in terms of frugal engineering at a very low cost.
Absolutely. I think we've